Good afternoon. Welcome to OptionsTender. It's Tuesday, November 26, 2024. So I wanted to go around on the different time frames on SPX and then check out the different indices. I want to use SPX today because we have the nice crisp lines. We have a lot of information here. I usually use SPY just because it's more relatable, because that's what we trade more often. Most people trade SPY. But I want to give you a perspective from SPX one more time. And so we're doing this intraday about 1:15 Eastern Standard Time, PM Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to get these videos intraday, consider becoming a YouTube supporter. It also, all of the packages all come with the Discord, and we hang out in there and kind of throw things back and forth. So a lot of great people, a lot of great traders in there. So let's jump into it. We have SPX on the monthly time frame, and we have our trend line from 1929 top, 2000, and listen, we're right there. So we have this channel here as well. I want to point that out before I dig in. Potential channel. We only have one low here touching, right? And then we have a potential retracement back to that the bottom of that channel. We'll see about that in the future, but just want to show you real close, okay? So we're touching these tops here. We're there, folks. We're at that trend line. So I don't know what the catalyst is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be FOMC minutes. I don't know if it's going to be GDP or even this week at all. It would be this a monthly candle. It would be quite the move if we got a reversal candle here into the rest of the week. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but we have to be on alert for a nice hard rejection off of this line here. Do we, poke above it? A little wick? I don't know. Something like this could happen. We can end a month with a nice positive green bar, and then the next month just, reverse hard and more than twice the size of the last candle. So we'll see what happens. I remain short. I will remain short. It's just, it's way too risky unless you're scalping to the upside. Okay, so let's continue to move on. And by the way, our target here, first target in this time frame would be around this 4,400 area, maybe even down to 41, but somewhere in this volume node here. We have a lot of trading done here from 2021, so I do suspect we'll retest that at some point. Going to the weekly time frame. Here's another look. Again, I checked this line over and over again. We're just on it. We're on it. We rejected off of it already, and we're back testing it one more time. And with this new high here, we got a new high that that gave us another just a little divergence here. Okay, so this divergence just is not going away. And even on the slow stoke, we got one. So this will play out. We just don't know what the catalyst is. Daily time frame. We have this nice trend line here. It coincided with the 1929 and 2000 trend line, rejected off there, and with confluence, and we're just back testing that trend line here. So again, do we have a strong day today? Do we end up lower today? We'll have to see. And again, with the negative divergence from this high to a new high here, same thing, and we're already oversold again, with more negative divergence there. We're getting ready to cross over on our slow stochastic. I know this is taking a lot of time. I've been preaching negativity here. As a matter of fact, I started getting negative. I believe it was, I want to say 580. Yeah, it would be 580 on SPY, but 5,800 right here. that's where I started getting negative. So this is a lot of time. I get it. This is a lot of time forming a top, and we were ready for what happened here. So that I kind of, take that out because we were very hedged on this move here. But nevertheless, this amount of time. So that was back in October. The middle of October, we started getting bearish, and we're already, over a month in this topping process. So I could see if there is any frustration, and then I definitely feel you, but I heed this warning that there's not much else you can do. If you went long here, you made great gains. If you're going long within this, you're just not performing. So even if you feel like you've been bearish and kind of duped there, even the bulls they're not winning unless you're really, really catching some of those individual names like Snow after its earnings and things like that. So let's go ahead and go to the 65, and then we'll go around the horn. So I might cut back to SPY for some time ratios, but here's our original bearish rising wedge, and then we're just back testing it as we speak here. So I know you can draw another one here, and I might just go ahead and not draw a new one, but just have another trend line there. But you see what I'm talking about. We're just back testing that wedge again, and we'll see what happens. We're in resistance. Such a powerful point. And so a point I want to make, so I might as well go to SPY. A point I want to make on the 65 is if this rally really wants to continue and not break the trend line, there is a possibility. If we go to this screen, there's a possibility. And first of all, I said we have to get over this 5.99 and we have to hold. We have to hold it. So if this structure fails, we'll see what kind of pullback this is, and this is going to be very important because when we had this initial Trump bump, we had, let me draw out a retracement. So technically we had a 1-2 setup. So we had this impulse move and a move lower to a 50% retracement. And now we're making new highs here. So if we want to continue as a wave 3, perhaps, and this is a wave 1 into wave 2, first of all, it's not acting like it. It's not like as sharp as this. So we would imagine that wave 3 would be shorter than wave 1, and then wave 5 would be shorter than wave 3. So it'd be losing momentum just by looking at the structure itself. So at this point, if this is going to be maybe a larger wave 3, maybe we get a pullback and have to hold some of these, make a higher low and just hold some of these levels and continue higher. That would be the most valid situation. A steady grind like this, your wave 3 is typically the strongest move, and it just doesn't feel like, it's just really volatile, pretty ugly. And in my mind, how I'm looking at this as a bearish point is that this whole thing was an ending diagonal anyway, and you're just getting these moves. Perhaps this whole thing is an A, and then we get into a B, and this ending diagonal is a C. Whatever the speculation is on how to count this, I'm just not feeling this last move of being anything impulsive, a brand new leg up. So if it does, then I think there might be a little bit of a pullback and then higher at that point, maybe to make a larger structure wave 3. Other than that, I thought this was a blow off top move. Clearly, we made a move higher. And of course, you can argue that there's an A, B, C correction and can move higher from there. I just don't know how that fits into the structure. A flat pattern's fine as long as we don't violate these lows. Okay, these lows are super important because of if this is an impulse move and we're getting a flat pattern, then we can continue on with a possible wave 3 or so, whatever it's trying to do. But just be really, really cautious up here. We have some catalysts. We have all these negative divergences. And I think those are going to play out here pretty soon. The time price, we're getting into 11:29. So that's coming up here over the weekend. We have today's Tuesday, so 26. So Friday would be the 29th. We'll see what happens on Friday with this time price relationship. Otherwise, I don't have anything else until then. Okay. The Qs. So the Qs are just still fitting right into this wedge here. Had to throw over, and it's just back testing right into this area, rejecting off the wedge resistance again and again. And maybe we go up there one more time. I don't know that. We could draw a downtrend line there as well and be a equilibrium. Excuse me. And equilibrium. And so, if that were to break out there, then we can suggest that price is moving higher at that point as well. And also, if it gets back above this wedge, it's just trading around it, and we can look for new highs at that point. So I think this is a solid area to kind of, keep this as your stop loss, whatnot. So I use that word loosely. I don't have a hard stop on my trades. It's just if it's going wrong from what I thought was going to happen, then I get out of my trades. But so this is just doing exactly what it needs to do, but it's just waiting for some sort of catalyst at this point, and it's just holding, going really to the end of the apex. And so really time is just running out. Time is running out. It's got to make a move. And I don't know if this week's going to happen because of the short week and low trading volume, but we'll see. And this could also be a devastating move with the low volume as well, going into Wednesday and then Friday with Thursday off. So I notice I'm not going through all the other things here. We're just really showing that we're at resistance. We're at a massive, massive resistance. And I think this is going to be a historic correction. And so with the SMH, what I want to show here is that if price wants to still play this rotation game and going to the small caps and going into tech and back and forth, if you notice all the individual tech stocks, they finally corrected into their corrective targets. So they led the market down while the small caps rallied, and it kept price pretty much the same in SPY. Well, this looks like it could be more of a complex correction too, and that this initial move is still an impulse move, but we only made it back to the 382, which is very shallow, so that it's suspect. Okay, so this initial move could now be an A, a B, and we can get a higher correction into a C, into the 50 or 60% retracement here. And so that alone with NVIDIA could hold up the market for these next couple days while we're looking for this move to start to the downside. So again, this rotation trade continues, and it will find a way to make an equilibrium if it needs to. The market will move when it wants, not when we want. So with that said, if clearly we made a huge resistance, met a huge resistance here, and if price wants to continue lower on IWM, it could, while NVIDIA moves up. I don't know. This could make a new high here. So the market's gonna again just rotate through these items until it lets go. So lastly, nothing here. So lastly, the VIX. Now the VIX last week price made it all the way to the options expected move, and it was about the same spot, and actually hit both ends of the move. So we're back towards the end, the bottom end of the options expected move. I don't know if we make a new low or not, but clearly we're pausing there for the moment, going into these FOMC minutes. And if this wants to go, it's, you know, probability or not, usually it doesn't touch both ends. It's gonna go if it wants to. So we're just gonna have to keep an eye here. We don't want to fall asleep during the slow trading time, and just know that the market can move at any time. So I think that's pretty much it. I know that there's a bullish cross. I might as well, since we did the monthly on SPY or on SPX, there's just note that the long term, we already made a bullish cross on the VIX. So I'm very confident that we're gonna probably reach new highs. This made it all the way to 170, 172, and I think that's gonna be overcome. So from this next move, and you know, this was way back in the 80s, it looks like here, but yeah, I think that's going to overcome. I think this has been a downtrend for so long, and I think we're going to make new highs on this and the VIX. I think that's how historic this move is going to be. And we already made our bullish cross on the monthly time frame, and really what we're just looking for is a higher low. So an initial impulse move here, a correction for a higher low. I don't know if retracements even work for the VIX, but that's, yeah. Anyway, looks like a corrective three-wave move, and now we'll see where price holds and make a higher low and go from there. All right, thanks you guys. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you in the next video.